you smell what the geode is cooking? Now, this rock is more interesting than The Rise of Skywalker, The Last Jedi, and The Force Awakens, I'll give it that. But once again, this just proves that Lucasfilm are not only high, but they're also stoned. The cringe level here, folks, is over 9,000, but we shouldn't treat Geode too harshly though. All he is a complete and utter dense blockhead, just like Lucasfilm's creative staff. Look, I gotta tell ya, somewhere George Lucas is weeping bitterly, pounding his desk and saying, what have I done? Hit the subscribe button, gents. Let's get to 60,000. Now, I remember clearly when Jar Jar Binks was the stupidest character in Star Wars. I miss those days. Now Jar Jar Binks is like Shakespeare compared to this diabolical garbage. Now, it's as if millions of voices cried out in terror and then pissed themselves laughing. In the words of Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, holy Jesus, what is that? What the f*** is that? It's a f***ing rock. Have you ever heard of the tragic tale of Geode the Rock? He had an epic battle with his arch nemesis, Paper. He ends up getting tortured with a hammer and chisel. Look, I can't stop making jokes about this shit. Look, it's very hard to stay angry when the shit they are putting out keeps making me laugh. How many times do we have to teach you how storytelling works, you old rat mouse? Because look, Disney and Lucasfilm are peeing on us and telling us that it's rain. You can't tell me that this isn't done out of spite towards the real Star Wars fans. And you know what? I'm perfectly fine with that, because Lucasfilm, if you're gonna do this, you should let me play a role in the High Republic. My name should be Straightest Asian Fetishicus. What we need to do, though, is send these archives to Jon Favreau. He's gonna need this stuff for their next investors meeting, because Marvel is like, we got WandaVision. DC is like, we've got the Snyder Cut. And Star Wars is like, I got a rock. You know, now that I think about it, maybe Kathleen Kennedy probably thought that Kevin Feige turned a tree, a raccoon, and a rock man into beloved characters. So Kathleen Kennedy thought, how about we add a rock to Star Wars? You know, I'm not even sure that I can even call myself a Star Wars fan at this point, but on the plus side, the concentration camps in China will easily now be able to mass produce Geode-style rock action figures for Disney at no extra cost. Okay, look, joking aside, we have 40 plus years of expanded universe stories, and the best that these hippies can come up with is a soyed up Han Solo, a vessel called, wait for it, a vessel. Wow! Really? You're telling me that a vessel is simply called the Vessel? Wow, that takes so much fucking talent. Look, we have a woke rock named Geode piloting a vessel named Vessel. Are they going to tell us that every 60 seconds that goes by, a minute passes? Do I have a note on my forehead that says dumb motherfucker? Because the name is genuinely insulting. Because in the Star Wars universe, we've had the Executor, the Finalizer, the Silencer, the Millennium Falcon, the Negotiator, the Ghost, the Chimera. I can keep going. The Dreadnought, the Devastator, the T-65 X-Wing, etc. And the absolute morons at Lucasfilm are like, we should call this ship the Vessel. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely moronic, this one is at 10,000. I'm fully expecting that the main antagonist of the High Republic is going to be called the Villain. Look, fellas, I checked my calendar to see if they posted this on April Fool's Day. Nope. Only Hollywood could be this inept and think it's going to be successful. Hey, Lucasfilm, I've got an idea. Why don't you tie yourself to that Geode rock and, well, how do I put this? Jump into the deepest water that you can find. And because I'm such a nice guy, I'm going to give Geode some backstory. Let's say in about 800 years, Geode will have eroded into sand and Anakin Skywalker will hate him for it. There you go. There's some character development that's deeper than anything in Disney Star Wars. And speaking of that, Geode is the only memorable thing to come out of the High Republic, and that works on so many levels. The fans wanted a strong character, so we give them the strongest there is, rock solid. Now, I've got a question for the people in my comment section. I can't decide if this rock is better or worse than the dong-looking alien in The Rise of Skywalker. Let me know in the comments what you think. Now, on the plus side, you can go outside to your backyard or your garden and have your choice of action figures. And another perk is that we finally found the role for Brie Larson. She'd be perfect to play a rock in Star Wars. I'm telling you, when I say that I'm done joking, I just can't stop. Look, we need a new South Park episode about all of this. I mean, there's actually enough story for an entire season. Now, the High Republic is what happens when minimal effort is asking too much. If you needed any more proof that the story group are just a group of overpaid, talentless hacks, then there you go. Now, I'd imagine the meeting where they were coming up with this garbage. I can tell you what happened. One of these clowns stood up at one of their soy latte meetings and says, "Oh, I have a chocolate bar that we could use as a character." And somebody else stands up and says, "No, that's too creative. How about a rock?" And all the blue-haired weirdos stand up and applaud on how riveting a rock is. And I love that they're actually destroying themselves through their own ineptitude and incompetence for the whole world to see. Now, this rock geode resembles a headstone, which I think is fitting. You could say that Lucasfilm has hit rock bottom. Now, suffice to say, Geode has been very quiet and stone-faced about this whole backlash over his character. I wonder why. It could be because he's a rock. At least when Pokemon put a living rock into their universe, they had the decency to give it some arms, a face, and a pun name like Geodude, and Lucasfilm couldn't even do that. Okay, look, you know what, people? Let's stop laughing. Let's actually get serious here for a second. To think that the franchise Star Wars went from that gripping 12-part galactic timeline series from the Old Republic to what we have now is just genuinely heartbreaking. Listen to me, Star Wars used to be a source of really cool characters with unique personalities with a lot of interesting backstory. We have Vader, Luke Skywalker, Boba Fett. These characters kept me coming back for more content. And now it has devolved into a pet rock. You know what? It. Bring on the Geode trilogy by Roundhead Ryan Johnson. Disney has fallen so far that it's gotten to the point where we're laughing at them at every turn, and I think that's the lowest point a fandom can get. Just you wait. The way things are going, the title for Star Wars Episode 10 will be The Search for Fans, because there'll be no one left. Because the woke cult has ruined another franchise, and on that bombshell, thank you all for watching. Mannix out.